Hello and good day to you. You're once again welcome to MES on Construction. So we'll discuss all things engineering, architecture, and 3D modeling. Today, we'll be learning in Blender how to make your 3D architectural drawings to look more photorealistic with beveled edges of your walls. Now, we have this drawing right here, and you can see the edges are just very sharp. They're looking very sharp. And if you go to enable a render, you see that it's looking quite sharp, and this is not really very realistic look of what the wall is supposed to be. And also it undermines the quality of your render after you have rendered. As you can see, this is just 5 samples, and you have these details coming out like this. You can see that my maximum sample is 5, so you don't want to really finish your project and then go on to render your projects like this. What you want to do is you want to have your walls having a better look, and we can achieve that by using bevel tool. Let's get right to it. So let's go back to viewport shading. What we're going to be doing right now is that we're going to be beveling every part of our edges, the edges of our walls, just the main edges of our walls, like this corner, then this corner, then this corner, and this corner. So this is also very much applicable because in reality your houses have plasters, and on top of the plasters you have sometimes screening, and on top of the screening you have paint, which gives your walls a kind of curve, a kind of curvature that makes it look even more aesthetic. And that's what we're trying to achieve here, even though we are going to be doing it a little bit more to make it come out, because this is a 3D drawing, and then we need to make all our details to come out. We go overboard being realistic to just achieve realism. That's what we do. So let's get right to it. So I'm going to be clicking on the main house and also on this improve course, and I can go on to my edit mode. What I want to do is I want to bevel these edges, and you can see this is the edge that is associated with this corner. I'm going to be clicking everything right now. So click everything. You can do it once, really. I don't think it really makes any difference if you do it once and for all. So what I just want to achieve is I want to make sure that I'm beveling everything, and I'm beveling everything in the same order. Another method of doing this, because once you bevel, it kind of affects your ability to edit your edges. So you might want to like draw a layer on top of this, a layer on top of this drawing, and then bevel the layer, so that you can always have your main building to be editable. Control B is what you use to bevel. Then we can bevel. Let's just take it, because initially I think I have 5 layers or something, and that's why you are seeing it coming out with 5 layers. It shouldn't come out with 5 layers normally. It should just come out with 1 by default, but because I've already beveled something on this project before, that's why I have it's coming out as 5. And as you can see, the segments here are actually 5, and that's what I'm talking about. So I want my width to be something like, let's say 50, and 50 is very small. You can make your width to be bigger, but I think I'm okay with 50, so I can just go to 75, because I still want it to be obvious in my drawing, even though I don't want it to be too obvious, because I'm not drawing a round corner. You can also use this bevel to achieve a round corner on your 3D architectural drawing. It can help you to achieve a pretty much decent round corner. But for now, this is what we're going to do. Let's just go around and see if our drawing is well beveled, and as you can see, it's all well beveled. And we can go to our object mode to observe what we have just done, and as you can see, this is no longer the edge that we have initially. One thing we missed out here also is the roof. The roof beams too, we need to actually bevel that too, so that everything will be uniform. So we're just going to be clicking on the edges at the corner. That's what we are beveling, so that's what we want. And as you can see now, we have this rounded edge here, which looks more, I think it looks more realistic for what we are doing. It's Ctrl B. So we're going to be using the same setting we have here. So we just take this to 75 so that everything is going to be uniform. And then we escape. Then when you go back to your objects mode, you see that everything is really uniform. And we have this looking very good. And then you have our roof projecting off this wall as it should be. So now you have something that looks a little bit more, photorealistic right here for the house. And even without rendering it, you can see that the edges are looking more attractive, more photorealistic, more let's say a little bit more professional, for a 3D drawing. And then you can go back to your render, to see what it looks like. And as you can see, the edges now look less sharpened and more, beveled. And you have that because that's what's going to be like in real life. You're going to be having something that's more, a little bit more beveled, not those sharp edges that we initially have. So in your 3D modeling on Blender or pretty much in any other software, to achieve a better result for photorealistic walls, you may consider just beveling the edges, to achieve that. And by the time you render, you get even better rendered results, for your 3D modeling. So I hope you're able to learn a thing or two. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more contents like this, and turn on your notification bell to be the first to see our latest tutorial videos on Blender for 3D architecture and also on AutoCAD and data structure. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.